Hi again, it's Eva, and I wanted to share a channeling that I did today morning with Yeshua. um, so I don't think I'm gonna make a lot of commentary on it. So if you have any questions, just ask. It's going to be about my personal questions about Jesus and whom I call Yeshua, but yeah, actually doesn't really matter. I think people also call him Ananda, and he has had many incarnations with different names, so pick the one you resonate with most. Well, I started the conversation because I wanted to ask for his agenda. I was inspired before. I was inspired to do that, so I'll just read it. And yeah, like I said, feel free to ask if you have any questions. Alright, so we'll start with Yeshua right away. I am the one you know as Jesus, and I'm here to connect. Thank you for showing up, as always. Would you mind relying your agenda to me in terms of clarity? Yes, sure. Maybe I'll have to say who said what, but I think for now it was obvious, so Yeshua. My agenda, my own chosen purpose, is to support humanity in anchoring into planet Earth energetic pillars of light, or in other words, for humans to gain back control over the 12 stargates, to activate their 12-stranded DNA, and to be with them through the transformation process. I myself have taken over the job of anchoring in tons of light energy. Me? Yes, I see that, but I wonder why. Yeshua. The evolution of humans and planet Earth is affecting all of us. Me? All of you? What do you mean? Yeshua. I am a collective, just as you are. Several incarnations in different dimensions and levels of existence. We came to the conclusion that we are enjoying to be closer to Source. I came to take you with me, closer and closer. Me. But why us? I mean, are we holding you back from being close to Source in any way? Yeshua. You are also part of me as I am part of you. We belong together. If I go alone, I am missing you. If the body goes into paradise but leaves its arm in hell, the body won't be full, won't be complete over there. Me? I wonder, is this all to fulfill a plan that is meant to fulfill itself? I cannot see the logic behind that yet. You can do whatever you want, right? Yeshua. Yes, indeed. But I figured that it is for my greatest excitement to fulfill this kind of role. For I embody that expression of Source in this way. I want union and connection. I want to bring you closer to God. So this is the laptop that I'm reading from, by the way. I just typed it down here. Just felt the need to put it over here. The evening sun is shining right at me. Me. I see. But what kind of God exactly? Yeshua, I mean what you call Source. Me. I see. But again, I'm wondering, what God were you talking about in the Bible? What does it all have to do with the Anunnaki, and what is your connection to them? Yeshua. The Anunnaki were a group of highly evolved beings, very interested into the evolution of humans. Me, why? Him, well, humans, as you know, are a hybrid species. They bring together very opposite aspects of souls, as you know. We were excited, just as you were, when you made the decision to incarnate as one of them. Me. So you were one of them, of the Anunnakis? Yeshua. Well, I am. Me. Help me to understand more about them, please. Him. Very well. So the Anunnaki are actually not a star race of a specific type of beings. They are indeed the creators of this reality that you as humans are experiencing yourself in. But also they are you. The ones you call ancient gods have uncountable incarnations in your realm of existence. These beings are much aware of their differences and aren't following one agenda together. The exciting thing about the human project is exactly that. Different agendas, different approaches, very different incarnated aspects, creating one reality. All the inputs at one place. That's what we're monitoring. Me. And you were saying that I am one of them too? Him. Of course, but it always depends on your perspective. Me. Have I been there when creating this reality? Him. Well, yes and no. I just put a question mark there from my side. And he said, what you mean by using the word I has not been there. In a wider perspective, you've been there. And in an even wider perspective, of course, you've been there, you've been doing and experiencing it all. Me, okay, I see. Even though this is extremely abstract, I kind of understand. But right now, I'm not looking for abstract and wide perspectives. I want something tangible, something for my mind to grasp, understand, and make peace with all of this. So, why don't you give me a short but very clear explanation of the Anunnaki and what I, as human Eva, have to do with them? Jesus, as you wish. The Anunnaki, as you call them, were star people, beings the humans back then praised as mighty and different from them. For Project Human to be full, including all the opposites, the different agendas and races, all of them were allowed to roll out their games down at this planet. At a certain point in time, humanity started standing up for themselves, choosing collectively to not being held down any longer. They revolted. Accepting their free will and evolutionary step, they left. It's again left. They stopped showing up in that role of God. Instead, they chose different forms of influencing the human realm. Me, it's the matrix you're talking about, right? Him, indeed, you could call it that way. Me, so we created this matrix on a certain level. Are there humans down here that haven't been part of the creational process? Yeshua, as always, it depends on the perspective. Humans are currently creating their reality, but the frame of it has been created by the gods. The gods are among you through various incarnations. They are indeed very present among you, playing out their games and agendas, or learning their lessons. as some of you may say. Humans are under the veil of forgetting and not seeing. It is part of the experiment and expectation that humans will wake up and recognize the matrix for what it is, then destroy it. Me, destroy it? Him. Nobody can say what exactly will happen, and I am most excited for it. For many of us, it seems like humans will, with their realization, melt away polarity and separation. Me. Okay, that's interesting and also hard to understand. If I melt away my own illusion of separation, how will I experience life? I mean, I am everything. Him. Yes, you are. You are both light and darkness. That's what excites me most about this, and that's why I'm so investigated. You've asked for my agenda, that's it. Me? I see. And since we're all one, that's kind of all of our agendas, right? I mean, going for what excites us. I understand a little. I can feel how I came down here to experience human life, like all the boundaries and difficulties, all this, as this goddess that I am on another level. I played around down here, first with the humans, later as a human. I've taken on so many roles because it is my greatest excitement, just like you. You are pretty famous, especially at this name. I am, too, under other names I had and may have. But it's not about that, isn't it? I wonder, what is it about? Only excitement? Yeshua. In a way, yes, only excitement. Imagine the being you are, evolving and evolving, ongoing evolution, until you evolved into this creator God. Now, what do you want to do next? Create a reality? Create one with another being? Create one with multiple beings? And since you are not bound to time or any limits, why not create one with your enemy? Of course, there's no such thing as an enemy, but there is the opposite perspective of yours. I really like that sentence. I'll just say it again. Of course, there is no such thing as an enemy, but there is the opposite perspective of yours. Wouldn't it be interesting to create a reality with multiple beings, each giving its input from a different aspect of source, of it all? Me? Yes, that makes sense to me. I feel the truth of it, but I keep thinking, what should I do with all this understanding on my current human level? Him? That's nothing I can tell you. Actually, no one can. That's the most exciting part of it. You know, in the conversation, I didn't react on that. Like, I didn't really say anything, but I had to laugh so hard at that point. Because it's true. You know, nobody can tell you. Yeah, nobody can tell you what to do with what you've created so far with your life. Okay, before closing off this conversation, Yeshua, give me something tangible, something to translate into my reality. Yeshua, I'll give you this advice. Don't expect anything. Don't know anything. Don't even try to know. It's not about knowing or understanding. You're here for the experience, and most of all, don't fear. Fear is the root of that drive for understanding and knowing. In a state of fear, your mind is trying to create safety through the illusion of control through knowing. But there's no sense in that, since there's no actual danger. You'll exit this reality in your divine time, and you'll have your experiences as you chose them, on a maybe currently unconscious level. Your understanding and knowing will come very naturally. You'll recognize real knowing as something you don't need to hold on to. You don't need to find arguments or proof. You don't even need to remember it, for it is always true, and it is its own proof. Let go of the concepts you created to feel safe, and allow the experiences you came here for to unfold for you in ways unexpected. Be here for the ride fully, without wanting A more than B. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you, Yeshua. And he said, thank you, Eva. That's the end. Okay, so one last thing. One last commentary on this from me is that if I channel Jesus, of course it is all in my own words, and this is all depending on my own understanding. So I am the filter, kind of. So if you're hearing these words and they may be confusing, or they maybe don't fit with what you thought you knew or believe, whatever, just really check them in your heart and take whatever resonates, take whatever, for me it's like if something resonates, I feel a certain excitement. I feel like that's it. Yes, I can feel that's true, and if there's something that I'm reading and you don't resonate with it, just let it go. If this video doesn't resonate with you, if it leaves you confused or whatever, just let it go. You don't need that. But I hope that there was something that, resonated with you and supports you on your journey. And yeah, I'm done talking. Until next time, thank you for passing by and checking in. And don't forget to like and comment your questions and subscribe for more. Bye bye.